Hi, and thank you for joining our discussion on the next layer of our cake, which is a place to schedule. This one's really important, especially if you are a leader who's doing business inside of rooms. You could be at a conference, you could be gathering with a team of people at a community room, whatever your individual scenario is, you are interacting with people inside of a fixed place and space, but you may want to continue the conversation forward after you leave that physical location. Well, this particular layer of your cake is going to be extremely beneficial. This is a space to schedule how conversations move onto the calendar. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm telling you, if we need to have a conversation and it's not visible on my calendar, we are in trouble. So having a digital system to facilitate the sharing of links, scheduling, things come up all the time. We have to move things around in our calendar. Having automated systems to manage all of that makes life so much simpler. And there are many systems that exist that could be helpful here. Depending on who you are, who you serve, and what you're looking to accomplish with your digital ecosystem, my recommendation of which platform is going to be best will differ. Solutions that I believe will help most use cases, I'm giving that caveat. One is your productivity suite. There is going to be a calendar system included in whichever option you choose. There are really only two options with this. You are either Google Workspace or you are Microsoft. Both work, they are comparable. I have my biased opinion on which I prefer. I'm a Google girl and I spent 20 years of my career in corporate on Microsoft. So I am ambidextrous. I'm a little stronger with Google than I am on Office, but I can set up on both sides of the equation. There are also calendar specific tools like Calendly, which has some advanced automation solutions that can really make your life easier. This particular decision is hard to make in isolation. This is again that encouragement of starting with the end in mind and making the decisions on how to build your initial layers that is going to get you the most bang for the budget that you have available to work with. When you're first starting out, I am hard pressed to make a case not starting with your productivity suite. I think that it has to go first, even before you have a website, even before you have some other mechanisms. You have to have a place to create your work. There are multiple features that are going to exist within that productivity. So we're talking right now about the scheduling component, but that same investment is going to also speak to other layers of your cake that we're going to get to in other discussions. I want you to always be thinking about the totality of your ecosystem, what you envision long term, and then thinking about what are the elements that you want to start with today and strategically select the places where your investment is going to get you the furthest. Even if you're not flipping on the switch to the other layers right away, it helps to understand that if I invest in a Google Workspace or a Microsoft solution, not only am I going to get my calendaring system, also going to get a meeting solutions, Google Meet or Microsoft Teams. I'm also going to get access to create a landing page and other assets that can enhance your digital footprint. Always be thinking about the best place to make those early footprints. A couple of considerations when you're building out your scheduling system. You may have different types of services, different types of interactions. And for example, you could be a coach where you have a 1 hour meeting. You may have a different type of conversation where it's really only 30 minutes. Maybe you want to do some quick meetings just to get a sense of whether or not this is a connection, or I want to facilitate transfer to someone else. That might be a 15-minute meeting. Anytime you're looking to have multiple different types or meeting lengths, you're already looking at a paid solution, right? Whether it's a productivity suite or you're looking at a Calendly, you're going to want to have the ability to create unique links for each of the types of conversations and spaces you want to create. You also ideally would want to be able to build out automation so that once someone books time on your calendar, they can get a confirmation message, email, and a rescheduling link is so helpful. And depending on what you're looking to build, that alone may be the determining factor of which solution you decide to deploy. Then there's a consideration around, are you just looking to facilitate the process of getting time on your calendar? Or do you want to connect a payment to securing time on your calendar? That's a different pathway as well. And that's where one of my favorite solutions, Stripe, comes in. Stripe is the number one processor of payments in the world. You can set up a Stripe integration with your calendar for tools like Calendly. And if you're routing your scheduling process through a CRM, most of the large CRMs are also going to have a Stripe integration as well. So there are options there. As we wrap up this discussion, I want you to be thinking about, where's your calendar already managed today? If you're in a productivity suite like Office or Google Calendar, you're in excellent shape. They already integrate with a vast majority of the software solutions that are going to be needed to connect the process of scheduling, automating the communications around meeting scheduling, and or collecting a payment. And if you're looking to host a workshop, for example, that is simply scheduling a meeting for a group of people and creating a link to put them into that specific room. So I think all of the calendar solutions do a great job setting up the links. It's making a decision on how many different links you need, and then ensuring that there is seamless integration between the place that you are scheduling and the place that your meetings take place. If you're in the productivity suite, you don't need to worry. It's already built in for you. Even if you do an external tool like Calendly, that integration piece between the scheduling and where the meeting is going to take place is native integration, and it's very simple. Now that we talked about getting the meeting on the calendars, the next evolution of our discussion is where the meeting will take place. Now that you have all the considerations in mind for how to set up the meeting, let's jump into the discussion on the next layer of your cake.